boy is dangerous.
Bad feeling about this.
You don't seem to understand something.
The thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see that I'm about to impact the world. Yep. What's up? What's up? It's your boy Humble Dad back with another edition of Humble Dad Podcast. Got a great show for you this evening. How do I know? As I always say, because I said so, right? And we're going to be talking about how the vetting process works as it relates to marriage, boyfriend, relationships, girlfriends, and all that jazz. We've talked about it before, but I'm a teacher, and I know that people need to hear things more than one time. So that's what we're going to be doing. And if you wanted to come on, at any time, let us know, because I'm interested to hear people's perspectives, especially in this whole world we call the dating pool. And so we're going to talk about it. But before we do that, we're going to ask the people, what's a hard lesson you've had to learn? What's a hard lesson you had to learn? And without further conversation, welcome to the stage, none other than Prototype in the building.
My caps go off. Did they go off, Fred?
You on mute, bro?
No, could you hear me? Did you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Y'all need to do it again.
Like it be ruffled, bro. Like your claps, my God.
They be low?
They be low. I like mine. I don't even know if you can hear mine.
No, I can't hear yours.
That's what's crazy.
But they can hear mine.
It sounds like little kids running through the house, bro.
Oh man.
like they tracking mud in that bad boy.
Sheesh.
What you got?
What's the question?
What's the hard lesson? You had to learn.
It is easy to get in trouble, hard to get out.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
When did you find that one?
When I kept getting locked up as a kid.
You're like, man, I got in trouble easy.
You get into a fight and then you got to do 6 months in juvie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, over a fight, that was 30 seconds.
Dang. Oh, okay, I got you. I wasn't thinking that, but that makes sense to me. Appreciate you once again for being. What you drinking on, bro? Like you Theraflu?
Hibiscus tea, my brother. Got to keep that heart rate down. You know what I'm saying?
I need some of that. It's hibiscus tea. What is it? A particular brand that you got? Just any hibiscus tea. That's a bit. Hey, welcome to the stage. None other than we got He not new, but he not old either. He been here one time before. We done rocked out before. Welcome to the stage. None other than Cheeky in the building. What's good, homie?
How you feeling?
I'm doing well, bro. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain, man.
That's what's up. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, what you got on the question? What's the hard lesson you've had to learn?
Don't cast your pearls amongst the swine.
I know that's biblical, but like, can you break that down in maybe less theological fashion?
Yeah. So, not giving, I guess, quality moments to people who don't appreciate them, because they're not able to understand what it is that you're offering or bringing.
So how do you know that, though? I guess we'll talk about that. Just don't tell me now, but that's what I'm gonna ask. Like, okay. How do you know that they are swine? You know what I'm saying? Before you throw your pearls, you feel me? I'm interested in hearing what your take is. Appreciate you being here, homie. And without any more statements, the Barry White of the airwaves. Lost in translation.
Good evening,
Good
Humble
evening.
Dad.
That
Well,
was
you,
really
sir?
low.
huh?
Good evening,
No,
sir.
that was low.
That was low.
Yeah. Do
You not
you
low.
sound
That's
effects again?
mine.
So what now?
Do you sound effects live?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like mice's or like. I guess that's what you said. Mine sound like. It sounded like mice's are like clapping it up.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I don't know what's going on right now. But what you got, Doc? What's a hard lesson you've had to learn?
The lesson that I had to learn, man, it was hard, was that people love to want you to give them mercy, but they don't want to show mercy to other people.
Yeah, that's real. How did you learn that one?
Well, basically, I've had to watch this play out over a lifetime. How certain people would be hypocritical when it comes to certain things. You know, it's like they want you to accept their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want you. They don't want to accept other people's mistakes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And they always want to play the victim. But the minute you want to want them to show you some mercy, it's like, nah, that's all right. You know, like, how does that work? How do you reconcile that? You know? So it's one of those things, man, I had to learn the hard way. You know, sometimes people not always gonna do you the way you want to do them or the way you want them to have you done. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm with you. You know, it's like the saying goes: you treat people how you want to be treated.
That's
But
right.
then but even then, when you do that, like you still have to have grace for them,
Right.
because that is tough for sure. We're gonna welcome none other than Mitch Bus Driver herself. Do y'all be paying attention to her reels? Man, she be going in. They be like back to back threads because it can't hold in one session. None other than Ash in the building.
Hello.
What's good?
What? I get a little clap. Oh, never mind. Okay, let me stop acting ignorant. Okay, the lesson I have learned right there. Everybody don't fall through. Everybody can't come with you on the ride up. Some people got to stay in their place, and you need to know your place, which is out their face. There you go.
That's good. So when would you say that you learned that?
I learned that when I had my first kid. I learned that everybody wasn't for that, because I was told I was going to see what a hard time was. Welcome.
Really? So they just came up to you and said, you're gonna have a hard time.
Oh, baby, that's the nice way of putting it. Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm sending Dwayne the link. I forgot to send it to him because he don't have Instagram or nothing like that. You know, I send that. That's how I send it to everybody. Then I got to remember to send it to him in email form. So I'm doing two things at once. So for me, I would say hard lesson that I had to learn is that I think I've said this before. People don't think like me, right? So like if I'm how I communicate with you, I'm cool with you communicating with me like that. So if I'm forthright, like when me and Proto, may have a disagreement, like I'm cool with him talking to me crazy because we have that rapport, right? Because I'm gonna talk crazy back to him, right? Whereas there are other people, you have to finesse your way to explain yourself to them. And that's a lot of work for me. I'd rather just shoot you straight, you shoot me straight, and we can communicate, and I don't want to read between no lines. I just want you to tell me how you feeling about something. You know what I'm saying? With all respect, obviously, just tell me what it is. So I think that's what the thing I have a hard time with most people. Hey, here you go. What up?
What up, beautiful people?
Hey, listen, it's my fault this time that you late.
It's okay. It's okay.
So I just wanted to take accountability. People don't get used to that. So the question that we got is, what's a hard lesson you've had to learn?
Man, hard that you can't change people. I know. That's why it was hard. Because I thought, you could do it through influence. you could influence them, but after that, they ain't subject to change. So that was a very difficult lesson to learn.
When did you learn that?
When I said it, that's
No.
when he learned it. When I said it.
Prototype, appreciate you and good to see you. But no. This one was on the job training. This wasn't one of those prototype lessons. This was on the job, real life experience, the pain, the hurt. And then you realize, you know what? Sometimes you really do got to let go and let God. And whenever it comes to people, that's definitely one of them.
That's what's up. Hey, so this is kind of everything that's encompassing what we're going to be talking about today, the lessons that we had to learn. And so I'm interested in, you know, if you can't change people, then what's the whole purpose of all this podcast and stuff, right? And what's the point of giving information? I think that people will change at the time frame that they need to change in, right? Or they're going to have a hard lesson to learn, hence the question, right? So here we go. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to play this video, and then we'll discuss it. See what you got.
We put so much emphasis on how much money he makes and not how emotionally intelligent he is, not how, how thoughtful he is.
Because my thing too is like, what happens when the money's slow? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
now all of a sudden y'all growing apart.
Right, now we ain't clicking.
One thing I love about you, babe, is whether we had a little or whether we had a lot, you're always kind. You're always considerate of me. You want me. Sexually is what I mean. I want to make that clear.
Speaking to the mic.
I want to make. Hello.
Have y'all checked them out before? They I like their podcast. They give some good, funny, healthy dialogue as it relates to marriage and relationships. I have to find their name. I had uploaded it pretty quickly, so I think you had it there. Did everybody get it? All right. So the question is, what is your thoughts on what it is that she said as it relates to how people are seeing this 50-50 relationship? We'll start with you, Prototype.
The sex thing threw me off.
What? Why? How did it throw you off?
Yeah, I forgot the first part because she made the point in the first part of the clip, and then she was talking about you always see me and want me sexually, like, you know what I'm saying, and I just lost the kind of thought.
Okay, I'm gonna play it again for you. Here we go.
We put so much emphasis on how much money he makes and not how emotionally intelligent he is, not how how thoughtful he is.
Because my thing too is like, what happens when the money's slow? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
now all of a sudden y'all growing apart.
Right, now we ain't clicking.
One thing I love about you, babe, is whether we had a little or whether we had a lot, you're always kind. You're always considerate of me. You want me. Sexually is what I mean. I want to make that clear.
Speaking to the mic.
Hello.
All right, so yeah. So
to the Marriage Rule podcast.
They don't look for emotional intelligence at all. That's well way down their list. You know what I'm saying? It's actually like a bonus for them, which it should be first, but they don't look for that at all. What they just want to be fed and entertained. You know what I'm saying? And then later on down the line, if he has emotional intelligence, like, oh, and he got emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? That's how you keep the relationship. Like, oh, he's a keeper. But you well past getting the draws by then. You know what I'm saying? Because better entertained her. So it's already too late for her. And she just got to get lucky after that.
So explain to me real quick, what's the because I've heard them say they want him to be emotionally intelligent. How would you define that?
Well, that's knowing what somebody else is going through, what you're going through, and able to adjust. Adjust how to communicate based on what they're feeling or other people are feeling. So it's just the understanding of how you feel and how they feel, and what to do to maintain and maintain a healthy communication so it doesn't go haywire. You know what I'm saying? Like if I could see somebody boiling over, I was like, this ain't gonna be productive if I keep pushing down this way. So that's basically what emotional intelligence means. But that's like I said, they don't want that until after they're not hungry.
Okay, but it kind of, what I hear when you say that, it's kind of like from a sports analogy, reading the coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on right now? Should I do this or should I do that? For sure. Who you got going next?
Let's go with Cheeky Panther.
Let's get it.
All right. I don't know. I think men's viewpoint for women is just one dimensional a lot of the times. Part of it is, due to man's own doing, and the other part is just the entitlement that women have sometimes when it comes to the idea of what a man should be. When it comes to emotional intelligence, I really don't know what it is sometimes, because in one instance, it's a man that can communicate his feelings and his emotions and, some of the trials and tribulations he's going through. In one instance is making sure she's okay, and then her emotional needs are being selfishly taken care of, and he's being neglected, but she feels good. 1 minute is neither one of those things. So emotional intelligence is based upon, I guess, the relationship and the person or people within it. But to me, I just think that there's a really bad simplification of men's role within a home and also within a relationship, and also I think there's a misunderstanding of what emotional intelligence is, or it's too subjective to really pin it down, so it doesn't really matter sometimes.
So you're saying it's non-binary? Is that what you're saying?
Everything's non-binary today. It's 2024, my guy.
That's crazy. Emotional intelligence is non-binary. Okay, all right. Who you got going next?
Let's go to Ash.
I completely don't have anything to say. I don't forgot what the question is.
It was about what you think about what she said. She said as it relates to how women be thinking about more like 50-50 versus some of the intangibles, basically.
Because finances is up there. Finances is the number one thing. That's what everybody pushing. Everybody been pushing this since they were little. Get you a man that got some money. I know somebody grandma done said it to somebody. Somebody needs the daughter. Oh, you went over there and jacked up with the bomb. Now you over there struggling. I mean, you done heard the back end comments. They don't say nothing about if that man, if he got emotional intelligence, since y'all going there. They don't say nothing about is he educated? Can he really add? Can he read what he's signing? They don't say none of that. They just say make sure you got some money. So, I mean, to what she's saying, yeah, if you're lucky to find somebody, they're going to stick with you thick and thin. They can, I'm going to say, positively communicate their feelings without going upside your head and putting their hand around your neck. Positively. I don't know how to look in some other folks' household. You really ain't got to argue your point. What is it? What's the new one? Resting their femininity or whatever that Crusaders got going on. I guess it's that, because that's really not taught. It's all about the money. But my thing is, if y'all both working, what if something happened to him? Because me, I go for the extreme left. What happened to him? Like she said, whether we got it now or later, you still treat me the same. But some of these chicken heads ain't even staying around for the same. They ain't even sticking around. What was the one clip? The dude lost his job. The woman was out after a month. Is that right? No, that's not right. Like, how do you do that man like that at a vulnerable time like that? And that's why everybody saying ain't no equal playing field right there. Let's go with Lost in Translation, because he was over here shaking his head no. So I'm interested in what he got to say.
Oh yes, let me tell you what's going on. Humble Dad, earlier we talked about 50-50, right? Well, yes. The only time 50-50 is a problem when your 50 is 100% of your money. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the issue. And nobody wants to talk about that part. And a lot of times women want to get men who are secure. They can pay all the bills, this, that, and the other. But what happens if he loses his job? Can you do your job? But with that being said, I think women really should date in their own tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they want to use what you call it when they go up monkey branch, you know what I'm saying? When they want to find somebody, what you call it?
Hypergamy.
Hypergamy. Yeah, that's it. That's the word of the century right there. They want to use hypergamy and swing from the highest tree until something happened to them. And the next thing you know, she's swinging off somewhere else. But like I said earlier, 50-50 ain't a problem until your 50 is 100% of your money. As far as emotional intelligence is concerned, women like to throw that around and say, I want a man to be thoughtful, this, that, and the other. It goes back to what I said earlier, man. People don't always do you the way you want to have them done. When they talk about emotional intelligence, they want somebody to be thinking about them all the time, but they don't never think about their man. They want them to anticipate. So if a correct definition would be emotional intelligence is do what I say do. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? You don't never see women anticipating what a man's needs is. I was watching what you call it, old boy, on tonight's show. What's his name? Dude, I forgot what his name.
Tonight's conversation. Ace Metaphor.
Ace Metaphor. Yeah, dude was like, y'all believe in women's intuition, right? And then it was like, yeah, well, how come you can't tell when your man upset? How come you can't tell when your man ain't happy? It's all good for emotional intelligence when it comes to your needs, but do you extend the courtesy to him? It's like I said earlier, most people don't care about no emotional intelligence, because if it was, the first person they would have went with would have been emotionally intelligent. But at the end of the day, it all comes back down to the money, because that's who you chose. And then all of a sudden you talking about he putting his hands on you and all this other stuff. No, if emotional intelligence was that high on your list, you would have been married, and that'd have been your only kid, and that'd have been it. You'd had a family and rode into the sunset. But see, somebody lying. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is lying, and the truth ain't in them. And all you got to do is look at the proof, man. The proof is in the pudding. The Bible says you know them by the fruit that they bear. Check the tree, baby. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is look at all that rotten fruit on the bottom of the ground. Check the tree. And then the killing part about it is a lot of times women want to sit up here and say, men ain't this and that. Well, you went to the ain't that tree. You see what I'm saying? You didn't go to the emotionally intelligent tree. You ate off the tree that was convenient for you, that had the low-hanging fruit, the dude who told you what you wanted to hear. But at the end of the day, like I told you, man, earlier, people only want to give you the courtesy that they feel like they should deserve to give you. And they don't want you to have anything to do with being somebody who they want to listen to in the first place. So it's just mind-boggling how people want you to extend the mercy, but they don't want to extend mercy to nobody else. And I'm gonna go with Dwayne because he's smiling too hard. He over there writing and taking notes and everything.
Yeah, baby.
Man, that was good. There's a philosopher that once said, ask not what your spouse can do for you, but what you can do for your spouse. Or was it the other way around?
Yeah, that's it.
Man, I'm just sitting there thinking, because I'm glad you put the finances to it, and I like the way that you put that it's 100% finances. And once you ain't got that, what do you have? What do you have left? And that's good, because whenever I look at 50-50, I look at a balance, right? And I don't look at the finance piece of it, because before that comes, you have to have that balance with each other, and you have to have that dance with each other. And most people don't even try to work that part out. They just go to the easy part, the physical connection. But there has to be that emotional connection where you can be what your partner needs. Most of the times we look for what they want. And sometimes, like what you were saying about even the intuition piece, what the hell, you don't even know what the hell you want. So a part of that emotional intelligence, I think, is a ability to recognize what you yourself needs as an individual first, especially as a man, knowing what you need, not just what you want, but what you need. And sometimes discipline, as a matter of fact, most of the time, discipline is something that you need and that you should desire for yourself. And a part of that is mate selection. So in that mate selection process, you got to be able to determine whether that person that you're choosing and selecting is going to be an appropriate balancer for you and your needs. So in that, it's not just about the looks. It's not just that the sex is good, although that's a hell of a positive. But no, that ain't just it. You have to have a person that's going to be able to be there for you emotionally. And whenever I say it like that, is to be able to identify when you are upset, when you are mad, and then being able to provide an avenue where you can safely express yourself in that way. And that they are also emotionally intelligent to be able to receive that. Because most of the time, people just want to tell you about how they're mad and how they're upset, right? But let you start talking about how you mad and how you upset, and watch how they take it. So that's my take on it.
I think that what happens is that they'll listen to you talk about. I think somebody said this, so I'm stealing from somebody. It said they're cool when it's not about them, right? Like I can talk about who made me mad at work, but if I'm talking to you about you, the one that made me mad, then that's when the conflict comes in, because now we got to get defensive as opposed to resolving why it is that I'm feeling this way, right? The question that she asked is, she's saying, why is it that they go to the money in the 50-50, or they have an issue with the 50-50? Why do they have that issue? Well, the reason I believe that they have that issue is because money is on their mind, and they believe that their money is their money. And I think that as a result of that, they are saying, well, I need you to be able to take care of me. And if something does happen to you, at least I still have mine, right? And so as a result, you can respond here shortly. And so the reason why there's an issue with 50-50 because from the woman's perspective, is that they feel like they're losing out. Like they want to say, like, if I'm going to be submissive, then you need to pay for my submissiveness. We've talked about that before, right? But then it comes back to that they don't even want to be submissive if it is 100%, because it got to be the right guy to be able to do that, right? So I think that the situation is that there's not a lot of learning going on, and there's not a lot of receptiveness to I would say this: there is a lot of individuals that are teaching what needs to be learned, but the students are not wanting to take it upon themselves to accept what it is that's being taught, because that means that accountability has to take place, which in essence means that change has to take place. So when women can get to the point of saying that I want to be married, and what that means, because we'll talk about that here shortly, that there's a role that each person plays. Like, what's the role of a husband and what's the role of a wife, right? And if you understand your roles, then it works out a lot better when you're building your team, right? So I wanted to transition to that. Losh, you wanted to say something. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, they always say that, hey, if something happens, I got you. That's not always true, because they go shopping, man. They spend their money. I had to look good for you. You know what I'm saying? Well, what you want me to do? If we being honest about it, that's usually what happens.
You think? Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying like their money is not to be saving it. Their money is to spend it on them.
Right.
Right.
And the sad part about it is, bro, the sad part about it is, Humble Dad, they never ask you what you need. They don't ask you if you need. Yeah. They don't ask you. I'm just saying. They always say, hey, I'm saving it, set it aside or whatever. But the minute you need a new pair of pants, a new pair of shoes, it's like that's got to come out of your money.
What you need that for? You don't need no new pair of shoes.
Exactly. You don't need no shoes.
If they ain't work pants and shoes, what you need it for? Baby,
those are the ones that you don't marry. Those are the ones that you don't marry.
I needed to go stunt. So when I go outside, I'm stunting. You know what I mean?
Entertainment deluxe package.
Listen, what's in your cup already, Ash?
Nothing. I wish, baby, 2:30 come quick, baby. Ain't nothing in here. Now this weekend, there was a different kind of cup, but no.
Because you took a moment to get those words out. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Like I said, 2:30 come quick, because your girl.
Oh yeah, that's true.
This is a new schedule, a new time. It ain't that good for us. You got to go up at 2:30.
So I got a question. Is the dating market? I'm not in it. Is it that bad?
Man, it's hard.
You can ask Tiki and Ash.
It's hard.
and I probably lost.
I'm like really wondering because Lost is like, yeah, you can't. They're not going to do nothing for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to look out for you. Like I know there's some bad apples, but there's some good ones too. Like there's some good ones. I mean, from my experiences,
I can say I got a good one. Like, you know what I'm saying? She definitely figures out what it is that I'm needing. Like, she just bought me something that's going to help me with my business. She got me my first client, you know what I'm saying, in real estate, like out the gate, right? So that's the type of wife I have. Are they out there? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But you got to dig. I think that would be the issue that some people are having, that you're having to dig through a lot of piles of manure, you know what I'm saying, to find, you know what I'm saying, when they should not be even close to the manure, because that means that you're a part of the manure. You feel me? But Cheeky, what you got on it? What Prototype wants to know, what is this dating pool like out here? Cheeky?
It depends on how you are as a person, man. If you somebody who believes in traditional anything, it's done. Get rid of that. I don't know why you believe that still. Just go ahead and toss that out the window, bro. Like, so if you a traditional anything, just go ahead and drop it. But if you somewhere in the middle, so it's a little better. It's still ass, but at least it's not fart and poop. It's just the butt. So, and then if you far left where you just, I don't know, then I guess it's better for it. I don't know. But either way it goes, none of this stuff is meant for a certain caliber of people. So if you're looking to be a traditional man, it's not for you. Either you acquiesce a little bit, give and take, because that's just what's going on. The world's moving more one way instead of the other. And if you want to fight against it, you can. Just know it's a lonely road, and be prepared to use people, right? And that's never, if you're a genuine person, you don't want to do that. Right? It's easy to have sex. It's always going to be easy to do that. All right, like I can just use your body and get you on, but the point of a relationship is to build a genuine connection. Most of these people are not people if you have certain values, they're not going to align, and I wouldn't recommend you just try to do that. So it's just bad. It depends on what kind of person you are. If you're somebody that's all just like, I don't really care, it's still bad, but it's just like, that's that person. But if you,
so you're saying finding somebody with good values is hard,
or values, period.
Any kind of value.
Let me not say values, period, because everything's different. But if you are I know Humble Dad to be a Christian, right? Yeah. I know to be conservative socially and somewhat politically. Okay. Yeah. That's done. Even the conservative, it's just like, bro, it's bad. It's hard to find what it is you're looking for, and I'm not saying that you can't, but I don't know.
Eat your week.
Whatever you think women are today is whatever women think men are today is the same thing, because women have their own stories.
It's not easy. Like for me dating, I told you I don't even try them. I give up because these people is on some stuff that I ain't even on. Like I told y'all, the little dude was flashing money every time. Like, dude, if somebody, the right person on the wrong day see you, you can get robbed, right? I can't do that. I can't be with you. I can't be in your vicinity. Like I've even run into people just being jealous because of my work ethic. Because y'all know I get up and go to work. It ain't no problem. Like, how you jealous? How is this a thing? This is gonna help us if we go forward. But if you used to slacking, that's not me, baby. I need my coins. I need my over 40. I need that. Just in case something happened to a car or something happened to you, we good. It's like trying to get that picture in somebody's head that don't see that. Man, that's like trying to paint a Picasso with some crayons. I don't even, because it's like the conversation ain't the same no more. Like usually you could talk straight to people. Now it's like you gotta throw a little dust in their eyes with a little glitter and then throw some glue to make it stick, and so they can see this BS. But as y'all can see, that ain't me. That's why I say I don't fit. I don't fit the narrative. I don't fit what they got going on. That's why I say your girl is kind of quit. I just raise my kids, and if I find love, I find it. But most likely, I'll buy a new car before then.
Dang. Man, okay. So that answers your question, Proto. Like for me, when I stepped out back on the scene, so to speak, I had to pray. You know what I'm saying? Because like I had went on a few dates, and I was like, man, this is about to be crazy, right? As far as morality, it's optional. That's what it seemed like. You know what I'm saying? It was one young lady, she was trying to mix Christianity with something else because she heard somebody say something, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put you on ghost mode. You know what I'm saying? Because that, yeah, like I was like, that's crazy. Like I ain't got time for that. Like you, and so I had to literally pray and ask God to bring me somebody because it was going to be a lot of work, and I was in the process of grieving, obviously, and raising kids. So for me, I had to literally go into my prayer closet, you know what I'm saying, and find somebody, or ask God to help me find somebody. So
I asked that because I mean there was a day where women literally will mold themselves to you. They'll start talking like you, dressing like you, acting like you, laughing at what you laugh at. Like, so are you saying women are no longer
They not
like
doing
that?
that, Brody. That is done. I told you. Whatever you think.
You ain't
Whatever
seen
you
these
think.
BBL bodies? Women are molding themselves to the next woman to outdo her. Like I think I sent this clip to y'all about the lady that was saying that they're not in competition. Why are you saying that with the weave and the nails and all that? Yeah, you are. You in competition with the next female. Like you don't know how to be your genuine self. Remember how I always say you need to be naked? Like naked with your clothes on, baby. Learn how to be yourself, but you don't even know who yourself is without the hair, the thick eyebrows, the extra makeup. Like, what's wrong with walking around naked sometimes? Like, it's
So
okay.
then, so you saying that it's both and like you're saying like it's dudes out here that ain't got their stuff together, and then
Yeah,
it's women out here they just not trying to even be wives.
no trophies, if anything, because you got the Real Housewife. They done it
Oh,
24/7. Everybody trying to follow reality TV. Nobody's really following how to be an actual wife. Nobody's cooking. What did Cardi B say? She don't cook, she don't clean, but she got the ring, right? Oh, okay.
Not no more.
but
Everybody
she
want to.
but she lied though.
Hey, I ain't in their business. I'm just saying what the song said, and you got these little girls chanting this as if that's a win. But at the same time, you don't have that kind of money. You ain't living that kind of lifestyle, baby. That's why I say you dating in your tax bracket. You ain't at every basketball game chasing after no basketball player. Cause guess what? One of you, there's 1,000 of you. And then there's 10 more that look better than you. And there's 30 more that got their body done. And then another 50 more that got the whole thing done. So I mean, it's not an even playing field because baby, you ain't even on the Richter scale. Like
So
you not
then that's crazy. So then that leads me to like if how can we get to this vetting part? Because I want to know like what's the first step to vetting then, right? Because if your idea is to be married, which I think that's one of the most important things as it relates to building our communities, right? Because right now the way that it's built is built on they're trying to do co-parenting or man's not in the house, you know what I'm saying? And it's reverse, right? It's like, okay, had a kid first, and then I'm gonna see if I'm gonna marry you, right? Or I'm gonna have a kid and hope he'll marry me, right? It's real backwards. So how can we help people get to the point of where they're vetting properly? So what would be the first step do you think would be to vetting? We're gonna start with Dwayne. What you got?
Purpose. Purpose. Yeah. And the reason why I say that is what Chiki said, right? If your purpose is to smash and dash, you don't need much vetting. You just apply the prototype principle. Feed her and entertain her. And then guess what? You got what you need. right? But if your purpose is more than that, to as Chiki said as well, to build a purposeful relationship, then your objective is going to be different. So what are you trying to extract out of the situation? So that's for me, betting prop is knowing one's purpose. I guess that's a part of emotional intelligence too.
So are you saying are you saying that the person that is going forward into this dating pool needs to have purpose before they enter? Is that what you're saying?
Most definitely. And I saw this little clip today, and it was talking about how most people lie, or how most women lie, and he was talking about somebody's Tinder profile, and it was talking about in her Tinder profile, I'm not looking for anything serious. And he was saying that the source of where that's coming from is from a source of hurt, because she's gone through all that she's gone through, right? So it's a protective shell that they have on the outward, but deep down, she does want that long-lasting relationship. But the front is, I don't want that. That's not what I want. But once, I think somebody on here said it, once they find out that they just don't have, not only do they have money, not only are they taking care of themselves, they also have emotional intelligence. They're also intelligent, and they're a good dude. So then they were just looking for the prototype principle, the food and entertainment. But once that's covered, not only that, they find out that this dude is caring and compassionate and different than the other dudes that she's messed with in the past, that has gotten her that shell to build up. So in it, a part of that purpose, it goes for the male and for the female. So if your purposes align, that's what makes a lasting relationship, is whenever y'all are going in the same direction, and y'all meet up along the way on your path, and it's not one switching direction to go where the other person's going, because that's going to be difficult, because they're like, man, I was heading over here, and then you brought me, and you messed it up. That's a whole different ball game whenever y'all are going in the same direction with the same purpose.
That's what's up. Who you got?
Proto, what you got on? Did you already go?
So
you went first.
It is a matter of, I agree with you. The man needs to have a purpose, and whatever the man wants, the man will get. A woman does, like from my experience, a woman does disrupt her life to go with yours if she believes in your purpose and your plan. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Feeding and entertainment goes for all of them, no matter the purpose. It goes for every single one of them. So, yeah, that's step one. And you feed them in entertainment, and you keep them laughing or whatever. Then yeah, you get the draws. But after the draws, I think where a lot of men cut women off or ghost women is like, oh, you don't got nothing beyond that, so they get ghosted, right? But if she has anything more, we'll feed you, entertain you, and then keep you along for the ride. Like, oh, you kind of cool, or she passed a little vibe check, or you know what I'm saying? She passed these little check marks that you get. Maybe you bring her to the cookout, and she acted accordingly at the cookout. She's not all flirtatious or something. You know what I'm saying? So there's little check marks that that you're looking for to pass. But initially, they all just want to be fed and entertained. You know what I'm saying? And it's really up to you on how far you want to take her. You know what I'm saying? Based on whatever quality she shows you while you're feeding her, entertaining her, and getting the draws. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think that men should adjust first, get their purpose first, and then you think women will acquiesce? Is that what you're
Absolutely saying? Like, because women are followers. They follow. That's what they do. That's what they're built to do. That's all they do is follow. You know what I'm saying? So they're always following something, somebody, whatever. So men, yes, you need a purpose, and whatever you want after that, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and select one and see if she got the right juice. But women are followers. They're sheep. So you got to be a shepherd.
Who you got? That for the start of conversation for real, my God. Who you got going next?
Let's go with Laws.
I give the mic to Cheeky.
That's what's up, Laws. Cheeky, come on with it, bro.
I see his head shaking, man. I'll give my mic to Cheeky, man.
Again, man, it's nothing against Prototype. It's more so I know his mentality because it's a very traditional minded mentality. That is done. I don't know what to tell you. You keep saying things. I'm like, man, if only like like you, and it's just like, bro, like I would say like maybe if you go to the church you could find that, but I'm even here in churches they're having problems. So it's like nobody knows what this looks like because women are not following these rules anymore. They're done with that. They've you're right. They follow themselves. They follow their career paths. They follow their education. They follow what leads to more money, more financial stability. And if somebody fits into what they got going on, then they'll accept it. But if you stand on who you are, stand on business for yourself, guess what? They doing it too. And when they say they don't mind down alone and they capping, yes, of course, because they're gonna always want somebody to have sex with, and they always want somebody to hold and cuddle them. They're still a woman, or a human being. But this idea of just following, no, man, that unless you find some chick that comes from another country, raised in a different culture, first generation or something, but these American bred, born Western philosophy, this is done. I don't know what to tell you. This idea of women just follow men because he's a man. No, they're the most hard-headed, most stubborn, most I do what I want. And then I don't know if you've had to deal with a stubborn woman before, but it's tiring. I don't know why does anybody want to just be like, yeah, no, follow me. Nah, I'm gonna do what I want. Oh, no, then get on. And guess what? You keep doing get on until you go, you know what? I guess I'm tired too. So I'll figure it. I guess I'll just settle. We're all just settling. At the end of the day, it's cooked. It's over. It's a wrap. Just find somebody you think is gonna be cute enough, get a prenup, and just hope for the best. That's
So then you believe that there's no reason for a first step to vetting.
What's the question? I don't believe what.
But, you don't believe that there's necessary for a first step to vetting because you're already saying that it's cooked. So that would mean that
because when you start vetting in today's time, you start realizing no one meets the standard, and then you have to lower it. So the question is vetting require you lowering your standard, or does vetting require you adjust? So you have to make those kind of adjustments. And at that point, are we really vetting, or are we acquiescing to the current time and day?
You speaking, my guy. Who you got going next? You want Ash or Lost?
Lost in translation.
I had to give you the mic, man. I saw your face, man. Listen, the first step is to listen to what's important to them. And if they ask you what's important to you, I think that's a good first step. Because 9 times out of 10, when people are asking you questions, it's generally a question that they're asking to see if they can extract something that will benefit them from you. You know, it's always, well, what do you do for a living? Which ends up to, hey, how can I make my life better? You know what I'm saying? Or what kind of car do you drive? If they can figure that out, they can feel like, well, if you can afford that, then you can afford me. You know, that type of thing. But they never really ask you, you know, hey, are you a business owner? Do you have any employees? You know what I mean? Do you have any kids? What type of businesses do you run or do you have? You know, how can I assist you in whatever it is that you got going on? They never ask that stuff. It's always a matter of what you can do for them, but it's always veiled in this passive aggressive questioning. You know what I mean? So my thing is the first step is to see if they're selfish in their questioning. If they never ask you how you're doing, if they never ask you how's your day going and then stop and don't wait for you to ask, hey, how you're doing or whatever, then I think that's the first step. You want to make sure that you're not in a relationship with somebody that's selfish. Because when you get into a relationship, you already know you got to take care of you. That's number one. But the minute that you have to take care of you and somebody else and they don't reciprocate, that's a bad deal, you know? And I think a lot of times, man, people get into relationships and they're leading from a selfish nature, saying, how can I get what I need to get out of this person? But they never say, hey, how can I be of service to you? Or is there something that I can do for you? You know what I mean? That's the basis of good relationships. That's what I saw when I came up. Now, when you look at the relationships that we have today, it's nothing like that. You know, it's always you're not tall enough, you're not rich enough, you're not this, that, and the other, or you got too many kids, ma'am. It's always something that has to deal with how does it benefit me? Yes, you should benefit from some portion of it. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, can I be of service to this other person? And are they looking at me with those same eyes? Are they asking themselves, hey, how can I help that person? And I think when you get two people together who look out for each other, that's the basis of a great relationship. So if I ask, the first step is to find out whether or not that person is selfish or not. And then from there, you know you're not wasting your time. And then you can proceed after that. Ash, it's on you, though.
I ain't got nothing. I'm finna go to bed. I guess you could say that first step is to, I say know you. Know what you willing to tolerate, know what you ain't finna tolerate, know where you going, where you ain't going. Because a lot of times some people just get on the ride and just start riding and want to get off in the middle, and that's not how it happened. You know, it's plain, short, and simple.
Know if you want to get on the ride first, is what you're saying.
Okay, hey, you know you ain't that good with heights, or you know it's got too many loop to lose. Go ahead and get off, because sometimes you do. In my case, I did want to start with somebody, try to build up, but the way I work is that's not gonna work, because my work ethic speaks louder than what their work ethic is, and sometimes they don't get it. They don't get the whole, okay, well, in order to do this and this, it ain't keeping up with the Joneses. It's just, this is what I do. This is the lifestyle. You can't come in and just try to change stuff because you don't fit. If you don't fit, you need to move to the next chick. That's what that is. You can't come over here and tell me I can't do this. That's what Cheeky said. Hey, I'm not following anything. I'm not gonna be a sheep. I'm gonna be more like a bulldog. I'm gonna bite you. Okay? You're gonna get away from over here with that craziness and tell me what I can't do.
So you're saying you agree with Cheeky? Like you one of the chicks he talking about?
Yeah. Like, I don't, because my thing is, if you don't have a clear plan and I already got kids, but I'm not gonna drag along.
But what if he does have plans though? Like,
you see how you said, what if he does have plans? You don't even sound confident in the plan that he might have.
What are you talking about? I was asking the question.
And I'm telling you the answer.
Right, but I'm saying if he has
a plan, they'll say
right. But I'm not talking about that guy. I'm talking about the guy that does, right? I'm talking about the guy that checks the boxes. I don't know, right?
Exactly.
But are you listen, are you ready to be a wife though?
Sir, how many times I gotta tell you no?
Then what is it? So then what's the point?
Hold on, pause.
I'll let you go.
Pause right there. Lost of translation. I know you did shake your head like I was gonna say yes. Once again, I said no. I've always said no because I said I was working on myself. Okay, so let's go back over here to this other box. Yes, in the process of working on myself, I still got some stuff I need to get over that I'm working through. I'm not going to damage somebody else because I know I'm not healed, and I know I might snap or I might have a lapse in judgment and relapse and cause havoc on somebody else. That's not right. Why torture somebody when I'm not all the way there? Yeah, I know I could heal with them, but why drag them down while I'm trying to heal and I have baggage too?
Gotcha. So he already had but so you're saying that even if there's a dude out there that is marriage material, you're just not ready for it. That's what you're saying.
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not ready because I don't feel like I should torture somebody while I try to get it together. You know what I'm saying? I may be dragging my feet about it, and he may be ready. Hey, he ready to go, accept me and my bags, and ready to check them and fly us off into the wonderland. But at the same time, if I'm not ready, if I still got some little insecurities that I'm still working out and trying to get over things, that doesn't mean I need to hold up the plane. Somebody else may want to get on this ride and go ahead and take off with their bags. Like, I don't believe in being that kind of selfish, because that kind of selfish is going to cause resentment in the long run. That's going to cause some cheating. That's going to cause some financial instability. And somebody going to be on the first 48.
So you're saying that it don't even matter if he's ready. Like, even if he has the mindset, like, listen, I'm willing to, I like how you are. I like that I'm cool that you have kids. However, you're saying, listen, I can't deal with it right now because I'm trying to fix myself, right? And I can respect that you're saying that you're not ready, right? I think we had this conversation. What you got to prototype?
I don't believe her.
But my answer,
You're a woman. You're a woman. You're a woman. You're a woman. So you are sheep.
I didn't say I didn't have womanly needs. I didn't say that. Duh.
So you sheep. You're a
Ain't
woman.
nobody
So
know
you
sheep.
sheep.
Ain't nobody know sheep because if I was sheep, I already have one here and I wouldn't be up here.
No.
Okay.
You still a sheep.
No, I'm not.
It is what it is.
No, baby, bulldog. You can
Bambi.
calm it down.
You still Bambi. You a dare to a hunter.
Whatever.
To the right hunter.
Whatever.
Back. You a dare, baby. So it just is what it is. And all women they're all dares. So to the right hunter, he's gonna snipe you down.
Okay, well, guess what?
And there ain't nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, bring them on.
All right, what you got, Dwayne? Go ahead.
I'm so sorry, Ash. I believe you. Okay, I'm here for you. I believe you. Because so forgive me for this analogy, but that's just this is what was just coming to mind.
Listen, don't be giving no apologies. Just give your
I have
apology,
to because I'm going straight to the pound on this one. Not all dogs are ready for adoption. And the reason why I say that, right? Because some people think that they can rehabilitate them, right? You see that dog in the corner growling, let him be. There's some of them you just gotta let them be. If she say she ain't ready, don't go over there trying to pet her. Okay? Don't go over there trying to pet her. You better go look in another kennel. Go look at another kennel because that one they bound to bite you, right? Or guess what? You get her home. It's a good dog. He's warming up to you, right? And something gets triggered, boy, and you get bit. Don't act surprised. Don't act surprised. I think it's one of them instances where she know herself, and I respect that. But then I also have to put it like this. She said, I'm trying to change. There's a difference between trying and doing. There's a big difference there, right? If she wants to be marriage material, she's going to do what it needs to be done in order to get there. Until then, she's going to stay in that corner and growl at the people that's passing by. And guess what? That good owner that Proto was talking about, that good hunter, he's just going to pass it on by. He's going to get him that 9-point buck that's just right there for him. Instead, it's on her. So, Ash, you're in a good space right now. And I respect you for that. I respect you for coming on and all that fun stuff. But honestly and truly, if you really want to change, you will.
That's good.
In due time, I will, but not today, not tomorrow. I'm still gonna growl.
So how is it that you say the statement? I'm gonna get to you, Lost. How do you say the statement that you could change, you want to change, you're trying to change? Like how does all of that work? You're trying to change,
you
right?
Gotta work through what you want to work through day by day. Everything ain't, Rome wasn't built overnight. I know I got issues. Some of them issues I call, some issues other people call.
That's fair.
You know?
That's fair. Yeah.
So
I got it. Yeah, I got
I work on it. I'm working on it and through it as we speak. But at the same time, I'm just not trying to damage nobody in the process. I feel like that's what Law say, selfish.
I got you. I'm my question. I'm gonna go to Lost, but I want you to chew on this question. What is the role of a wife, and what is the role of a husband? That's what I wanted to understand. And I want you to think on that, Ash. I'm gonna come back to you. Lost, what you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna ask her, does she know how to be a wife? Because I think a lot of times women who give that type of rhetoric are generally women who honestly don't know how to be a wife. So what they do is they give off sour grapes and say, hey, look, I'm working on me. But at the end of the day, they really don't know how to be a wife because nobody taught them. And my thing is this: how are you going to learn how to be in a relationship outside of a relationship? You see what I'm saying? It's like going to the gym, but not actually working out. It's like I went to the gym, but did you work out? You know what I'm saying? Did you lift any weights? Did you get on the treadmill? Did you do any of that? No, I just walk through the doors every day. Well, here's the thing about the gym. It only works if you do. You know, and I hear that rhetoric from a lot of women who get into these spaces who say, I'll be ready when the right man shows up. That's not how that works. It'll be the same way if a guy hadn't got his money right and, you know, he finds the right woman and he says, you know what, I'll make it work when the right woman shows up. No, it doesn't work that way, sir. You have to put in the work. You have to do what you have to do because people smell fake a mile away. If you're not used to getting money, if you're not used to being a provider, a woman can tell. And it's the same way with a man. A man can tell if a woman is used to being a wife because she has wifely ways and it's natural to her. It's not fake. You see what I'm saying? You can always tell somebody who got new money because it's leaving their hands quick. But somebody who's had money for a long time, you know, buying other stuff don't impress them no more because it's like, what else do I need? You know what I mean? Right now, it's all about helping other folks and creating businesses and opportunities for other people. That's somebody who's talented, who has a grasp of what money really is, which is a tool. And I think sometimes women like to leverage their experience as sour grapes and says, hey, you know what? When I find the right somebody, I'll do right. But if you haven't practiced it in a while, it's not going to come over genuine. And most guys are going to pass on by, you know, and then there'll be, you know, 1 year this year. And then the next thing, you know, you look up 50, 60 years later and you'll be standing around like some of these other people like Vivica A. Fox. I'm ready. You know, if you know somebody, send them my way. And now she's built like a doggone a bad built brick house, you know, not the good way, not the Commodores. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about something falling down, you know, like in Ecuador somewhere after an earthquake. You see what I'm saying?
That. Oh,
but you know, I'm telling the truth. And the killing part about it is most women will not tell other women the truth. But you know what? Men will tell other men the truth and they will actually hearken to it. And they'll actually work and say, hey, look, what do you suggest I do? They don't mind asking for help, especially if it's going to help them be a better man. But for some strange reason, when women try to tell other women that, the first thing they say is you need to mind your business. I'm working on me. But my thing is this, if you knew what to do, you would have already done it by now. So why not elicit professional help? How much money are you spending on therapy? How much money are you spending going to the doctor's office, getting in good health? Are you practicing? Are you going to church, reading your Bible since you're a Christian, knowing the tenets of being what a good Christian is? Do you think Jesus started his walk easy? Do you think he waited until the road was smooth? No, he got up and down those dusty streets of Palestine, whether people liked him or not. You see what I'm saying? And that's life. Life is full of ups and downs. And if we're only able to handle life when it's up, we crumble when we fall down. But what people don't realize is that the reason for you to be in a relationship is to have somebody to have the bad times to go through with. It's those places when we're in the valley that we need each other the most. And if you're pushing people away when you're in your valley, then guess what? Don't expect people to be on top with you in the mountain because they're going to overlook you. And that's it, Humble Dad. I'm through.
That's dope. Hold on. I'm coming to Ash, though, Dwayne, because I gave her some think time about what is the role of a wife, because she said she's not ready. So what are you not ready for as it relates to
the whole responsibility of being a wife, baby? That's a big old responsibility right there.
Which is what? Give me some bullet points.
Baby, can I get it out?
My bad. I'm so used to just trying to get straight to the point. That's on me.
I'm trying.
I apologize.
No, don't apologize. Don't back.
Stall out, Humble Dad. Stall out.
Listen. I'm trying to be nice. Like you didn't get to the point.
Nice. After all the shade, now you want to be nice. Oh no.
Only because I want you to answer my question.
I ain't got to answer nothing. I'm finna go to bed. Okay. For me, being a wife, like I said, that's a totally different unselfish act. Like, you got to be able to think of this man when he ain't thinking of himself. You got to be able to reach in and pull that man from his dark days when he having those dark days. You got to be able to understand that man need to be left alone. He need time to himself. He don't need that. What are you thinking? What you doing? Because sometimes he's not thinking nothing. He's not doing nothing. It's like he want to debrief. Like I was talking about how sometimes like sit in my car and debrief before I walk in the house and go back into mom mode. You know, got to come out bus driver and road rage mode. I got to come back in and be a mom. And to me, that's what being a wife is. It's like you have to step outside yourself. You can't always say, oh, well, let's talk about this. Sometimes it ain't nothing to talk about because he probably done solved it in trying to work it out to where it actually plays out in reality. And sometimes you need to learn how to shut up. And that's one of the things I ain't learned yet. Sometimes I still want to run off at the mouth. And some people don't want to hear that when you're going through it. I need to still learn when the appropriate conversation need to be had, because sometimes the conversation is too heated to be had right then and there. You know, just some takes that I have, and that can go vice versa.
Ash, let me help you out. Sometimes it ain't all about asking him questions. Sometimes the question that you can ask, hey, do you need anything? And let him tell you what he needs. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Sometimes you don't have to dig. Just ask him something. Say, hey, do you need anything? And leave it at that. If he tells you no, then you have done your job. He's not asking you to solve his problems. All you did was, hey, I'm here to add to assist you. Do you need anything? Just like you said that you can do this with your kids. And it's the same thing. Well, how come you can't do the same thing for your husband? To me, it seems like there's a lack of respect for men as leaders in this particular situation, because you respect kids because they're yours. But why not show that same ownership to your husband? Show that same possession to your husband and say, hey, look, he's mine. I'm going to take care of him like he takes care of me. Why not elevate your husband to the rightful position that he is in? You know what I'm saying? You're making it seem like he's below your kids. You see what I'm saying? So I'll get to him once I take care of my kids. And most men don't want to hear that.
Baby, first of all, I got to find him. There is no him, unless you talk about my car outside. Baby, I said I ain't in the dating pool. If I don't see the unicorn that I want to bring home, baby, I just don't see it.
Did you say the unicorn? Hey, let me get Dwayne, and then you can respond. Hey, what you got, Dwayne?
I just need I gotta ask y'all, okay, because I'm new to this thing. And is pick me, is that a derogatory term to y'all? I just want to get who is the y'all you ask? All y'all. That's my question to all y'all. Like, is pick me, because from what I'm seeing, it's a derogatory. It's used, but is it to y'all? Do y'all consider it derogatory?
We go out for me. I would say it's not a derogatory term, because everybody want to get picked. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's your job, whether it's to be a husband, a wife, we always want to be picked. We try to hopefully make ourselves better in some regard, and so it's not a bad thing to be a pick-me from my perspective, but it is used as a derogatory term. Proto, what you got?
I would say it's a bad thing, because I mean it's equivalent to being a kiss ass. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a kiss ass is a bad thing. So I know most men won't say it's a bad thing because it benefits men, right? But there's I would say a pick me is a bad thing, because there's no loyalty in a pick me. You know what I'm saying? She's a pick me to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want no woman that's a pick me to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say being a pick me is a bad thing.
Okay, Cheeky, what you got?
I think it depends on, like he's saying, the type of relationship you want. Typically, the women I hear get called pick-me's are very traditional minded, are the ones that do follow and do all the stuff that Prototype was saying that women just do naturally, which is why they get called pick-me's. And the opposite of a pick-me is a boss babe or the independent woman. So if you want a relationship that's more traditional, pick me is great. That's kind of what you want. If you are looking for something a little bit different or a lot different with its own set of issues, each one of them have their own issues, but a pick me is good for I would think a traditional minded man, and a boss babe is meant for a man who's a little more modern.
Lost.
A pygmy is a shaming tactic from women who would never be chose. It's basically sour grapes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you just trying to be a pygmy, but baby, you were never gonna be chose. No way. So why are you trying to shame somebody else for who wants better for their lives? I have never seen anybody do anything like that. That's crazy. But if you ever notice, anybody who says anything about being a pygmy, it's always coming from some rough, broad back broad, you know what I'm saying, who don't know any better. You know what I'm saying? Who's unattractive inside and out and have nothing going for themselves and who have no idea what a wife is. You know, those are the ones who like to use that term in a shameful manner. Those are the ones who will never, ever be chosen.
Sound pretty clear to me. Ash, what you saying?
I don't get bothered. I don't get bothered with the whole feminist movement in these terms that they pick up on, because my thing is, if that man is that man, you gonna be a pick me. It just depends on who eyes you looking at. Cause some, like Law said, I actually agree with him on this. Some of them people is bitter, ain't never been picked. They just late night phone call and that's it. At the same time, you can't sit up here and say that, oh, you a pick me because you want to have traditional values. If that's how you were raised, that's what you gonna do. But a lot of these women ain't been raised right. Some of them have been raised by single moms, that's all they know. And I'm not talking about the single moms that actually work and raise their kids. I'm talking about the ones that have multiple kids and keep having kids just to keep the assistance coming in. I'm talking about them. I'm talking about the ones that ain't got nothing going on because they sitting around. They always in a huddle with somebody with a pack of them. It's always like a pack of wolves on a pair on fresh meat until the bones go. But to me, I don't fall into the jargon because I don't care. Like, if that's my man, hey, if he said we ain't going tonight, hey, we ain't going. So I guess you gonna call me a pick me tonight because I'm picking him over y'all tonight. So, I mean, it's to each his own. I don't get caught up in this new age jargon because to me, because I know I said this before, I feel like the jargon that they got going on today is jargon to make people fit in. I dare not to fit in, because at the end of the day, I do want to get married, just not today or tomorrow. But all these terms is really for people that's bitter, that ain't never fit in, they never really had nothing going, ain't got nothing going, and can't find nothing to get going.
Man.
A dare is a dare is a dare. Thanks, Ash. Appreciate it.
You okay?
No, because again, I'm gonna have to come in Ash's defense because Ash is a pass me. She said pass me.
Pass me by.
Yeah, pass me. Yeah. But that's the Ash, you know yourself. So you're like, hey, go ahead and pass me by.
Listen, Ash is easy.
Damn.
She's not as past me.
That didn't sound right. How you said
Ash is not as a complex of a puzzle.
Oh, okay. That sounds way better than what you said earlier.
She is an easy puzzle. For Ash, all you gotta do is show her kids the safety that she would show them, and then she would fold right into that. Ash's priority is her kids. She loves her kids more than anything. She protects them, XYZ. So if the dude came into Ash's life, all he would have to do is show Ash that I got your kids, and Ash will follow suit. But whatever.
Yeah, but I also didn't see where it could be easy.
I really like you, baby. I had a dude fall out with me because he couldn't meet my kids. Baby, please, we don't play that. You can't come in the hen house. You don't belong in here. I got girls, but you ain't finna straddle around here. You ain't finna roost up in here. No,
man.
No, sir.
I don't know why this man.
There's no standard there. No,
you
can't come in here playing with. No, we don't do that. We don't do the shenanigans.
Me and Anton. This is when Fight Club was still around. Me and him got into it because he said you should be able to pick up a rock and throw it in a crowd of women and be able to lead that one rock that hit her. I said, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't know what these people talk about, man. I think I just think they're not believers of the rebellious, repugnant nature of a hard-headed woman. Like, I don't know what you. I think every man, like, let me tell you that. I think there's just men that just think, bro, I'm gonna beat her into submission, not physically, but just metaphorically. And some of these girls is ridiculous. It's just like, bro, I'm sorry, there's no way. Look, man, and if any man chooses to do that, by all means, because every man says the same thing with the right one. They keep making it about the man and not about the person changing. Like, we've already went through this. You can't change people. It's up to them in the time frame for them to do that. It's never up to that man. In most cases, women that learn how to get along with the man is because they already been with many men, and they've decided to themselves, if I want to maintain a relationship, I have to change something. It wasn't like it wasn't like Russell Westbrook or Russell Wilson came up to him and they was like, oh, he's the one. No, I bumped my head with 50, this for this. You know what? Maybe I should be a little bit more, I don't know, moldable. And they make the decision. You know, I don't know how many times we got to hear women say, we pick the leaders. They do. Because if they don't want to follow you, guess what? You get a divorce. If they don't want to follow you more, you're done. There's nothing you can do to make a woman do anything. All they really, especially today, they know they're autonomous. They know they can do something without you. They keep telling you, and I don't know why men keep going, no. Man, this junk is over. They know it. And they got all the backup in the world from society, from other men, from their parents. If they have a dad, from their dad. And if they don't have a dad, from their mom. Like, this is, I don't know, bro. I don't know why we keep thinking any woman is a good woman and is useful. No, they are not.
So then
not in the way that y'all want them to be.
So then why are people still getting married?
Huh?
People are still getting married.
They're getting married because of the idea. They're not getting married because of the actual belief of it, right? What you think is a wife is not what other women think is a wife. A wife is somebody that has a ring on their finger. That's literally a wife. That's it.
I see where you're at.
Right. So every woman can be a wife. All they need is a ring and some type of agreement on court documents and purposes. But the role itself in its essence or in its biblical way, none of that junk matter no more, right? And if it does matter, it only matters to a select few women, and those few women, they're even having a hard time because not every man thinks the same way about marriage either. So it's funny enough, but we're lost in translation about what it means to be anything because you could be whatever you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne, was you about to say something?
Yeah. I'm gonna just the contentious woman. Contentious is a masculine word. So I wanted to. I was thinking like from a pop culture standpoint. One of the top female artists today is Megan Thee Stallion.
Horse.
Uncastrated male horse. Uncastrated male horse
is a stallion. Is that what you said?
Is a stallion. So in it, it's like untamable. Damn near. It's a stud. So you have a female taking on a male role or persona, and in it, this is what's now pushing as for our culture. So from a cultural standpoint, so I'm listening to what y'all are saying, and what it means to be a wife. It's like wife in name only. That's what when Cheeky said that, that's what I was thinking about. Wife in name only. They just got the title of a wife, but the actions of a wife is absent. But in that, there is a feminine piece that women are not resting in today because they're going their own way. So there's the motog or whatever you want to call it, men going their own way. Women have been going their own way for a minute now. And that's why as for men are starting out going their own way and doing their own thing instead of wanting to participate in this foolishness. Because that's what it boils down to is foolishness. Whenever women start becoming like men and men start becoming like women, like we are in a very bad place. So I know your question coming up about what is it to be a wife, but it's like most of these wives are just in name only. So I like how you put that, Cheeky. Well done.
So it's basically like a DBA, you know what I'm saying? Doing business as.
Yeah. You're right.
so it's not like what y'all saying is that the majority of women out here do not fit the job description of the role of a wife, right? And so it's a lost cause as a result, is what I'm hearing.
Humble Dad, I'm gonna show you something.
Go ahead.
It's not a lost cause. What it is that some women don't like to tell you the reason why they do what they're doing, because it's their business, you know.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you know what emotional intelligence is. I listened to what Ashley said a minute ago, and I figured out what it is. You know, it's exactly what I thought it was. Ashley, how many boys do you have in your house?
Boys? I have no boys. It's nothing but girls over here.
Number of girls, right? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that a guy who would date you would do something to your girls?
50-50 chance.
See what I'm saying? It's the mindset. I don't blame her for being a mother, because that's what good mothers do. But at the same time, I don't want her to be hamstringed to think that all men will do you wrong. And I think that's probably the reason why she's waiting until the kids leave the house to even consider dating a man. So that's not even a chance. You see what I'm saying? I see that a lot in a lot of women, but they won't necessarily come out and say that out loud. But I assure you, that's probably 99% of the problem, or 99% of what the issue is. Because sometimes they may have had somebody do something to them. They don't want to go down that lane, and they don't want anybody to do anything to their children. And it goes back to, like I said earlier, about how women actually see men. Do they see men as good providers, or do they see them as someone who's going to take advantage of them? So Ashley, I totally understand where you're coming from, and I'm here to let you know I am emotionally intelligent, and I saw what you were putting down, and I'm letting you know I understand.
I wasn't putting down anything. Okay?
You were putting it down. That
I wasn't putting down anything.
Listen. Okay, I asked you this question. Ask, if you were an empty nester, would your mindset be different than what it is now?
A little bit. I'll be more cautious. Reasons where I said, because now if I didn't have kids, Lord have mercy, I'll do a whole bunch of stuff.
Listen, I see you dreaming. Okay.
Hey,
so then he was right. So then
well,
lost
no,
interest in
because
that.
see, if I don't have kids, I don't have to worry about kids. I have a different playing field. But now that I do have kids, my playing field is let's say curved and cut out and stuff, because it's gonna take a lot. Hey, Russell Williams ain't just popping up all over the places here. I'm just saying,
yeah.
they not everywhere you want to be, like Discover Card. I'm just saying. Okay, but I'm just saying, like, if I didn't have kids, yes, I would move differently. But at the same time, I have to put my kids, in there too.
Right, that's what he's saying.
Can't be bringing.
Right, that's what he's saying. Like, we're all saying that we understand your perspective. That's why we were asking the questions to be more astute of what it is that you were actually saying, because you did say you wanted to be a wife.
I did.
But then you also said you knew what the role of a wife was. You did a really good job of that description. And you said that I don't want to be that right now because I got these kids and I don't know what type of dudes are out here trying to do whatever, right?
She said the last guy was trying to whoop him. This was the reason that didn't work.
No, baby. He loved them kids. Yeah. No. He wasn't trying to whoop anything. I'm just saying, like, some people like to come in and try to unmold what I got going on.
But that's the whole role of a man.
No, not
I keep telling y'all they don't want
that. But I'm saying, like, I don't like. Hey,
that's the role of a man. Let me
tell you.
Hold on. Yeah, listen.
Let me tell you.
Listen.
You're gonna come in here. You gonna have a seat. You gonna be quiet, okay?
Listen. You gonna get a what?
You gonna come here and be quiet and have a seat, okay? Don't come here with all that extra.
So you telling me you're being funny? I get it. So you're saying that, but you're not being funny. So you're saying that if a man came in, he would need to be on your timeline.
You got to be on something. We gonna have to.
No. So you're saying that you don't
earlier,
right? So you don't really want him to be a man then.
Yes, I do. Because
Y'all keep
No,
You gotta be
nobody,
a man sometimes.
Cheeky, nobody saying it. I'm here for it. Like I'm trying to get her to see that she actually wants to be a wife, but because the kids are there, like Lost said, she is not entertaining the thought. And Lost was like, so when will you? Do you believe in the next 8 years when I think your kids will be all out, right? In 8 years, is that fair to say?
Yes, hopefully.
Okay, but they would not be your main responsibility in 8 years.
Hopefully the next 6.
Okay,
Somebody
I'm
graduate
right.
quick.
I'm right on my timeline, right? So in that, how are you going to be ready? Because you're gonna be like in a particular age range, right?
Hey, I'm gonna be right there at the wall, baby. Like, either I'm gonna climb over or not.
Yeah.
So I mean,
All right.
either
So
I'm
then,
gonna take a BC powder and try to climb over the wall and try to get it together or not. I'm just being honest.
You are being honest. I got
I'm just being honest.
I was gonna ask her a question, Humble Dad.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're being single until they leave the house. How are they supposed to see what a wife looks like if you don't train them?
I was going to.
Hey, we're gonna take out the rule book and we're gonna write it down together.
Do as I say and not as I do. Is that what we do?
Hey, what did I just say? See, you're asking too many questions.
No, I'm asking the right questions.
You're coming.
I'm asking the right questions.
You asked that's to be in the back chat, not in the front. Tennessee, you're acting
I'm
up.
just saying. No, we're trying to help other people.
Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna say
Just
like
saying.
this. Before you guys actually have children, you need to make sure you think about what you're doing.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. That's why I don't have none yet.
She's not talking to you, Blanc. She's not talking to you. She's talking to the ladies out.
Acting very feminine. You're getting defensive. But no, before you guys have children, you need to make sure that is what you want to do, because it is a lifetime commitment, whether in or out the house, at school, or whatever. And your dating chances do get very slim because some people don't want to deal with those shitty diapers, okay? Nobody wants to buy Similac. Nobody wants to come over and try to save you from the stack of bills that you created. At the same time, you have to be realistic. You can't come up here and get this man wallet and try to fund a lifestyle that does not include these kids. You have to be realistic about your dating pool. You have to be realistic. And I think that is the problem. Like y'all say, everybody want to be delusional. Everybody's not going to accept your kids. They may accept you, but they may not accept your kids. So that's another thing you have to worry about. You may not can't date when they want to go out on a date, because I can't go out on a date like everybody else because I drive the bus. Like I said, I'm going to have to get off this thing. I got to get up at 2:30 a.m. and start getting ready. So that is another downfall because of my job description. It kind of messed with the dating pool because while you think I'm sleeping, cheating, I'm actually sleeping, and a lot of people don't understand that drive and things. So that is kind of gets me because I don't work the 8 to 5 no more. And I had somebody tell me, I liked it better when you was at the Carlson and, you had a better schedule, like you was available. I'm like, well, either you're going to get with the program, you're going to roll off, because this is the job I chose and I don't have a regular schedule and my schedule fluctuates through the year. 3 times a year, I get to change it. So hopefully I get a Friday and Saturday off, or I might have to go to the good old Wednesday and Thursday. But it's like, there's a lot of factors that play in when you're a single mom and you're actually trying to be a parent. That's why I say all young men and women, wrap it up. Actually make sure that you really want to be this person's parent, because this person is going to be with you with those decisions. Whatever job you have, whatever school you go to, whatever you do next, you still need to make sure you're taking that child into accountability, because that is the number one problem with people dating. They forget about these kids.
Yeah, you've been saying that since day one. We gonna get out of here, man. Cheeky, you're the guest. Do you have something you want to say before we get out of here?
I appreciate y'all for having me. For those who are already with somebody and older, stay that way. That ain't nothing out here. Just go ahead and don't think that the grass green on the other side. It ain't. It's brown with dog doo-doo everywhere. Okay, so just be very thankful. If she's not appreciative of who you are, try to get her to be, and be appreciative to her. Okay, so that's all I got for you.
And where can they find you, Cheeky?
Cheeky Band on all platforms like YouTube. I make music, so if you go to Spotify, Apple, any of those things, same thing. Cheeky Banners. I'm the only one that pops up. Nobody else has the name. So there.
That's what's up. Appreciate you being here, Proto. Where can they find
Appreciate
you?
you.
Man, you can find me on Humble Dad on Mondays and Prototype Dad on Tuesdays every other week. Man. YouTube, IG, TikTok. Check us out.
That's a bet, Dwayne.
Monday nights on HG's channel with these beautiful people. You could also find me at DwayneJonesPhotography.com.
Take some dope photos, by the way. Ash.
You can find me on IG on Monday nights when I'm not sleeping here at home.
It's a bet. Lost.
You can find me here on Monday nights on Humble Dash channel, trying to shake some sense into Ashley every now and then.
It was crazy shit.
Even though she tried to tell me I'm wrong, but she putting word salad everywhere. You forget I know how to decipher for that. That's why they call me lost in translation. I know how to see through all of that. Listen, you can find me on my show here on YouTube, Lost in Translation Podcast. I know the shade. On Instagram and also on TikTok and also on Black Men Unfiltered Network as well, too, on Tuesday and Fridays.
That's a bet, man. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all share this with somebody. Until next time, we out here. Deuces.
The boy is dangerous.
Bad feeling about this.
You don't seem to understand something.
The thing that I like most about being a dad is that I see that I'm about to impact the world.